still happy in the course, and then also to quickly obviously discuss activity 3, the collaboration session with all of you guys. So before we get started, I would like to ask you, let me just click here, how you doing? So if you scan this QR code, it will take you to a Slido. There's 5 little stars. 1 star, you're not doing well at all, you feel overwhelmed and you're not on top of things. I'm hoping no one is going to be at a 1 star. 2 stars, you're still hanging in there. 3 stars, you at least completed activity 1 with module 1 and 2 and you feel like you can do the rest. 4 stars, you completed activity 1 and 2, you're ready to go for the next level. And 5 stars, you feel 100% up to date, happy with the course, happy with the content. I also just want to encourage you today, if there's any questions, please don't hesitate to ask. You can either type it into our chat and I can have a look at it, or at the end, I will ask you again to unmute yourself and share with me if there's anything that you are unsure about. So I'll just give a second for everyone to scan the Slido and answer the stars. How are you doing? If I go to Slido here, oh, wonderful. I see people answering in between a 5-star and a 4-star. It's just loading on my side for a second. That's wonderful news for me. If you still didn't scan it, here it is at the side. So Slido.com is also a platform that we'll discuss in our final session in next week. It's super easy to create and super fun to work with. I would really encourage you to go and check it out. All right, so we have people at 5 stars, we have people at 4 and 3 stars. Luckily, no one at 1 or 2. Any other responses? As I mentioned before, we are really here to support you and we want you to successfully complete this course. So please don't ever hesitate to ask me if there's anything that I can help you with. Right, I'm going to jump right back into it. I'm glad to see that most of us are at 5 stars. That's wonderful news. So let's quickly have a look at the week's overview. Firstly, we have our live Monday session today, and today we are going to talk about the importance of sharing. With that, Module 5 is scheduled for 5 o'clock about cloud-based collaboration, and that goes hand in hand with your activity 3, cloud-based collaboration activity. So we are going to pair you into groups and you are going to work with the colleagues in this course together to hand in activity 3. To be honest with you guys, even though it might seem daunting and we don't always love collaborative work, I absolutely loved this section of the course when I did the course. I think it's awesome to get the opportunity to get to meet new people and get to collaborate with colleagues and hopefully form bonds that you can use in the future and keep on going into the future as well. Then on Thursday, Module 6 is scheduled for 8 o'clock, and that's all about assessments, online assessments, tools that you can use for online assessments. It's a super exciting module, and that will also prepare you for week 4. So week 4, we usually traditionally start with a live session, but on week 4, we're going to start with our activity 4, assessment design. So you're going to use the content of module 6 and you are going to practically put it into work. You're going to go onto the different platforms like Slido, like Kahoot. There's so many different platforms out there, and you're going to try to create your own little content assessment for kids to use. You can even test it out in your class. And then what I did with my 4th activity when I did the course is I used those QR codes and I put it into a slide, a Google slide, and that's what I submitted for my 4th activity. So people could actually go and scan it and partake in the different assessments online. Then that Wednesday, our final module is scheduled for 8 o'clock, learner-centered approach. And then lastly, we will get to our last session on the Thursday, the 29th of May, and we will talk about the assessments that you've done and content creation, but also just a wrap up and a conclusion of this course. I can't believe we're already in the middle of the month, 4-week course. It's amazing. Right, so for today, as I mentioned, it's going to be short and sweet. I don't think we will be busy the whole hour, but that's also great because that means you can jump in right into it and go and play around. So for today's session, we will look at collaboration. Even though collaboration is not always easy, it is essential. We will also look at sharing. Sharing is caring. We all know that, but we still don't live up to it all of the time. Then thirdly, we will look at an interactive activity where I'm going to ask you to share platforms that you found out there. I mean, there's so many different platforms on online, and most of them actually for free for teachers. So I would like you to already be thinking of what you would like to share with the group. What is the platforms that you really like to use in order to get any resources from or worksheets, whatever the case may be. I'm going to open once again a slider with this. It's going to be a word cloud. So you're going to be able to answer one-word answers. And then we'll share some platforms that we like and use and that we can learn from each other. And then lastly, we will also look at activity 3 so that everyone knows exactly what is expected from you. This is an important session and it matters because if we look at the 21st century skills with the 4 C's, communication and collaboration is 2 key elements of it. And those 2 go hand in hand. The one can't operate without the other. So collaboration is really important and we as teachers should start living it out. So if we look at collaboration, yes, it can be tricky when different people come together, different opinions together. We all have different ideas and perspectives, and we need to find a sweet spot where everyone can actually share their ideas and opinions without at the end of the day not talking to each other. So collaboration is important and it can be incredibly valuable, and therefore we really want to encourage you to enjoy this activity and work with your colleagues, get to know them and see the benefits of working together, even not just within your school community but across all schools, because at the end of the day we're here for the teaching is our passion and our heart, but we're here for our learners. So if we can improve any aspect of our teaching, why not? So let's quickly have a look at the ABCs of effective online collaboration. Firstly, assign roles. Make sure that everyone is comfortable and they know exactly what is their role and what is the expectations so that they know what they should be focusing on. Then be bold. Take the initiative. Stand up. Be the first one to start that share document. Send out that email. Start the conversation. Many teachers hesitate to work with a group or to share their ideas or to share their work because they feel vulnerable and they feel open to criticism. There's also the fear that if you share your work, other people might steal it. And you've worked really hard on it. So you don't want to just share it to other people and they take it for themselves. But the truth is, as soon as we start sharing, the benefits will come back to you tenfold. And I really want to encourage you to be bold, to stand up and to be that first person in your groups with this activity as well. Be the first person to send out that email and put the excitement in it. Then collaboration. Open, respectful, and regular communication is the glue to collaboration. We have to make sure that everyone stays on the same page, and the only way we can avoid any miscommunication is when we communicate in a clear way and listen to one another. And then if we can't get to a decision, a unanimous decision, go to voting and make sure that everyone takes equal responsibility. At the end of the day, we cannot work together if we don't trust each other. And trust is built on this triangle of trust. Firstly, authenticity. Be true to yourself. Stay genuine. When we are true to ourselves and we show other people who you really are, That fosters mutual respect and a deeper connection. But with that comes the responsibility that we should also allow those around us and those in our group to also stay true to themselves. So allow each other that space in order to really flourish together. Then logic. Communicate your ideas in a way that it makes sense to other people. And also that it seems like it's really thought through, that it's not just coming from the hip and with emotions in it. Logical communication builds trust. And then empathy. If I know that you have my back and I have your back, you have my best interest at heart, I have your best interest at heart, then we really can start working together. Same with our kids. This is not just with colleagues in relationship with one another and working with one another. This is also with our learners. If your learners can't trust you, you can't really work together in a successful way or in an effective way. You need to build trust, and empathy is a core element of this. So really try to build that trust and empathy with your colleagues and with your students. Get to know each other, see each other's hearts, and allow each other to share in a safe space. So why use cloud? And that is the focus of today. We started off as teachers with, well, way back with pen and paper or chalk and talk, right? I'm so happy that I'm not in the day and age where I need to write on a chalkboard, and at the end of the day, everything is full of that white dust and it's just everywhere. I'm glad that we moved from that. So if I can speak from my own experience, coming to the school where I'm currently teaching at, we started with PCs in our class. And that was great. You can work on a work document, you can create any, and your PowerPoints, your documents, your tests, your assignments, your worksheets, you can create it on the PC. That's wonderful. But the problem with the PC is it is fixed to a certain location. So when I had to teach in another class, I can't take my work with me and keep on working on that Word document, or even going home or over holiday times. So that was a little bit of a struggle. Also with the fact that other teachers in my class, so now it's not that private because other teachers needs to use it to also put their presentations up onto the board. So then we moved over to laptops, which is great because it's more mobile, it's more secure because it's your laptop, you can work on it and you take it wherever you need it, and you can build your worksheets and your documents and everything on your laptop. But what if you have a third device or even all three devices? You have the PC somewhere, maybe your school still offers a PC to you, and then you have your own personal laptop and you have your phone, or you maybe have a tablet at home. And what if you want to work on the same document throughout all these different devices? It gets quite difficult because you either now have to take a little flash and plug it into one device after the other, and then that flash gets lost and now you lost all your work. That's a disaster. Or I used to email myself, and then I know, okay, if I want to continue with this work, I can't take this PC from the school to home, so I'm going to email it to myself, and then I'll work on my laptop at home on this document. But now I have more than one of the same documents, and later on you have to save it with the date next to it so that you can keep track of what is the latest version, and it becomes a whole headache. So that's why we recommend Google Docs. It's a central space where you can access the same documents seamlessly across different devices and with others in real time. No hazards, no flashes running around or getting lost, no emails being sent around, one central space, and you can access it if you just have your login details. That is the future. That's where we're heading at. Let's use this as an example in practice as well. So you as a teacher need to set up a paper. So you made your Word document or you set up your whole test on it and you're happy with it. But now you have to hand it into the moderator. Okay, so what do? You go and print it out. But you not only have to give it to the moderator, you also have to give it to the two colleagues that teaches the same subject so that they can also have a look at the paper and also give their inputs. So now you have two options. You can either print one document and then send it around from teacher to teacher, but that takes 1.5 weeks almost, because the one teacher only receives it on the Friday. They're not going to look at it over the weekend, so they only look at it on Monday. And then 2 days later, the next teacher was quite busy with sports, so she couldn't look at it. And now she's sending it to the moderator, and it just becomes this whole mess. And at the end of the day, you receive this paper back with all the different notes, with different pens and different colors, and you have to make sure that you then go and electronically copy what they've said and make the changes. And it's just, I remember, it's such a headache. So what I also sometimes did, that's the second option, not just printing one document, but printing one for each teacher. So if you have 3 colleagues, for example, in this case, you have 2 colleagues that teach the same subject, and you have your moderator, you print 3 documents out for all of them, and then they can work on it on their own pace. It's a little bit quicker. It doesn't take you 2 weeks. Might just take you 2-3 days, and now the papers get back to you. But now you have to sit with 3 different documents in front of you, and you have to go and double check where did who change what, and how can I improve my final draft. The other problem with this is now 2 teachers might have changed something in the same question, but they didn't change the same thing. So now it becomes complicated as well. So then we decided, okay, maybe we should email it to our colleagues. So now everyone have access to this document. But the problem with this is now everyone go and download this document onto their PC. And once again, we sit with a situation where you have 3 different copies of the same document. And that's just, once again, so many room for error. And you once again going to have to sit with all the different documents, trying to formulate it into one final draft. And that's why we rather recommend using Google Docs on your Google Drive. Google Docs allows everyone to work on the same document at the same time. And you will experience the magic of this in this assessment, activity 3, where you guys will work together at the same time on the same document. You can see what each other is commenting or doing, and it's just instant feedback, no duplications of documents, and it's less time and admin. So I think that is the answer and the way forward. So our second section, and that then brings it to our second section about sharing. Sharing means more than just sharing with your colleagues in your school team. It's also sharing across different schools. We really need to start fostering collaborative mindset, both online and in person. That's the only way how we can improve education across all schools. To be honest with you, if I once again can share a personal story from my experience, when I started in the coding and robotics lab, I felt alone and unsure, especially because of the fact that no one in my school community was also teaching the same subject. It was only me. So what did I do? I literally got into my car, got permission from my HOD and my principal, and I went to 5, I think actually 6 different schools, and I went to visit the coding and robotics teachers. And we had conversations, and I asked questions, and I asked them, please guys, show me what you're doing so that I can learn from you. And I promise you, it was such an amazing experience for me. Every single teacher was so welcoming. They opened up their doors. They shared everything with me, their ideas, their worksheets. They wanted to help me. And as educators, isn't that exactly what we love to do? That's why we're in education. We want to help people. So why not help our colleagues? We just have to be bold and start the conversation. Sharing is caring, as I mentioned before. And as teachers, we have to become more comfortable in sharing our ideas and resources. That's the only way we can improve education as a whole. With that, I want to quickly look at this slide, and this will be in your next module as well. So you'll see it in the upcoming module. I think it's the one releasing today. I know that WhatsApp is a comfortable platform that we use for social communication and that we all have at the tip of our fingers. But it is not the most professional platform to use. And therefore, especially within this activity as well, we really want to encourage you to stay away from WhatsApp. Rather use emails and stay professional. WhatsApp is on people's personal devices and personal phone numbers. And therefore, it's just not the formal communication platform that we should follow. And I know as teachers, we're always busy and our emails is the last thing we ever look at or or even think of. But I want us to get into the habit of checking our emails regularly, staying up to date with that. That's also how the WCD communicates with us. So it's important to really, we as educators have the responsibility to also communicate in a professional way. Okay, so that's just a little side note there on sharing and working within email rather than WhatsApp, especially now when we're going to work with Google Docs or Google Slides. Rather share that on your Teams if you want to. No, not if you want to. When you're going to create your meeting as well, go into Teams rather than a WhatsApp call, for example. Okay. So now for our interactive activity. Is everyone still okay? Everyone still with me? Okay.
Hi,
With our
Temster.
interactive, yes.
Sorry. When you were talking earlier about the documents and the moderation, and I just had horrible flashbacks of plastic sleeves and of paper clips and not this image, a different
Oh,
image, and pencil everywhere. So, what I put in the chat was, I'm sure we've all done it already. Final document.
yes.
That was the way we labeled it. It's like, this is the last one. Official
And then
version
you're
1,
hoping it's the
version
last one, but it's not.
5.3.2. I mean, we make our lives difficult literally for no
Yeah.
reason.
To be honest, I'm not someone, I really don't like conflict, but the one time I really had a difficult conversation with one of my colleagues, it was my previous school a few years ago. I had to sit with my moderator and I said to her, if I have to take this document one more time and edit it one more time, I'm going to burst. Please just make all the
Ugh,
changes at once and
been
then let me
there.
know, or can I email it to you? I was so fed up because that
Ugh,
is also, it's taking so much time, and it's frustrating. So I agree
completely.
absolutely. All right, guys, so for our interactive activity today, I would like you to share your favorite online platforms. What is the magic little platforms that you found online, that you found resources and worksheets, and especially if it's for free, if it's free, that you would like to share with the colleagues today. So if I look at the next slide, there's once again a QR code. This will take you to a Slido cloud answer. So that means it's a one-word answer, and the more responses we put in, the bigger the cloud will form. If you will be so kind to take a moment to scan this and really think of the platforms that you love to use the most. Share your ideas. Sharing is caring, guys. We want to hear new platforms, things that you maybe know of that no one else. What's your hidden gems and your secret tools? I'm quickly going to go out of my presentation to go onto this. Aha, I see a few answers already. This is very exciting. Our cloud is growing. Sorry about the loading. You'll see the QR code just now again, Slido. All right, so you can scan it here to the side if you haven't scanned it in the presentation. So we have Canva. Yes, I absolutely love Canva. I'm also going to show it to you just now. OneNote, amazing. We had OneNote training earlier this year, and I have so many teachers in my community that jumped into it and onto it and just loving it and doing everything on it. Quizzes, we're going to look at that in our fourth session as well. Quizzes is amazing because it sets up pre-questions for you, so you don't even have to think of all the questions yourself. There's a few here that's new for me. I don't know some of them. I'm definitely making notes. I'm going to check out Gamma, and I see CapCut. I assume is CapCut something that you can edit videos from. There's Formative, there's ClassPoint, Mind Master, sorry. That's just amazing. Any other cool tools that we should know of? All right. Let me quickly go through. I don't know if you have a pen and paper with you. Okay, pen and paper. If you want to make notes on your phone or even screenshot this, you're welcome to. I also prepared a few different platforms for you just to quickly look at today. Once again, sharing is caring. As soon as you find something online, especially with the world of AI these days, share it with your colleagues. If we can help each other, making life a little less harder for each other, working smarter, not harder, why not? Share that with your colleagues. Please do. So if we look into the different ones that I've prepared for you, Canva is one we all know. If you didn't know this, you can actually create a account for yourself, a free account if you're an educator. You just have to sign up and get the signature from your principal. It's amazing. You can type in educational worksheets. You can obviously be more specific. And then there is just so many things that you can do. And all of it you can edit and you can personalize. It's just amazing. I love Canva. Even as a coding and robotics teacher, I found so many cute activities on this platform. I printed it out. I even laminated it so that we can reuse it. It's just amazing. Then Twinkle, a platform we all know. Unfortunately, you have to sign in and you have to pay for it. But I think it is worth it, even if you have a few teachers. Okay, no, that is not necessarily ethical, having a few teachers sharing the same account. But Twinkle is something cool to look at. Sometimes there's also free worksheets and things that you can download. So go and have a look at that. Then we all know teachers pay teachers. And the nice thing about teachers pay teachers is we're actually giving the money back to where the hard work comes from. And we know how hard teachers work. So this is a great platform. If you're already setting up your own worksheets and designing your own class materials, why not go and share it online and get a little bit of payment for it? Or, as I just mentioned, pay another teacher to help you in your case. All right, then Sparklebox, that's a new one that I've heard of. Maybe something to check out. There is different categories to go and have a look at, and then different worksheets that you can download. Also quite cool. It's free as well, so that's amazing. Then Super Teacher Worksheets, also free worksheets online. You have to sign in, however, so I don't know if they're going to spam you with lots of emails, but you can see, you can view all of these activities in PDF. Amazing, 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 amazing. Once again, if we can make our lives easier, why not? Then education.com, there's a lot of worksheets here. That's also for free. Awesome different categories. You can just type in your category, your grade. There you can see it. You're going to have to sign up, but an awesome platform to look at. Maybe something that's useful to you. And then I just want to take us back to the WCED for a moment. Guys, if you haven't taken the time to go onto the ePortal, please do so. It's amazing the amount of things that you find on here. They really have the heart to help all of the teachers out there, every single one of us. If you go into it, you will see that there's even platforms that they represent or they recommend for us to use. Then there's the different lessons. You can go into foundation phase, intermediate phase, or senior phase. You just click here and it's all for free. Then I, for example, took an example lesson here with the whole comprehension beforehand, the questions, woordeskat. This is a specific Afrikaans grade 4 lesson. What is cool about this is it even shows you where it is in the CAPS curriculum. So you know it's aligned and it's on par with what you need to do. So if you download it, this is what it will look like in the PDF, and then you can just go and print it and you can use it in your class. Why not? This is just amazing. Thank you, thank you, thank you to the WCED and everyone there that works so hard to make our lives easier. Use it, abuse it. All right. Any other new ones that, there's the ePortal. I like that. Okay, awesome. Please continue with this conversation. If there's any other things that pop up, any other platforms that we haven't mentioned today, and you want to share it with the group, even if it's in next time session, jump in and share it with us. We are always keen to learn about new platforms and new ways of making life easier for all of us. Okay, let's get back to our presentation for today. So that was the interactive session. And now we're getting to activity 3. So activity 3, as I mentioned before, is all about collaboration. You are going to work in groups with the colleagues in this course, and you are going to work on a document at the same time. And everyone is going to have a little section that they have to complete, and then you're going to submit the whole document at the end of the day. Either a good Google Doc, Google Sheets, you can use it if you want to, but Google Slides, obviously, it's something we know now, especially after activity 2. I would recommend going with Google Slides. So your first step will be to find your group on the group list. I haven't posted this list yet, because as we asked at the beginning of the session, and Melissa also put some emphasis on this, please go and finish activity 1 and activity 2. I do not want to divide you into groups, put you in on a group, and then you haven't done activity 1 and 2, and then you don't carry your weight in the group activity, and then everyone gets frustrated with it, because we all know the typical, I want to say high school, but school situation where there's one kid doing all the work and the rest just tagging along. We do not want that. So please first finish activity 1 and activity 2, and then after finishing that, we can group you guys into groups and you can start working together. You're also going to need the content and the tools that we've learned in the previous 2 activities for this activity. So please make sure that you are done with it before working with your group. So firstly, find your group. The second step is going to be to contact your group, and once again, rather on email than WhatsApp. Even though we know WhatsApp is an easy way of communicating, it's quick and it's social and it's fun, it's not as professional. So try to keep this professional and sending an email to everyone. Tag everyone in the email, make sure everyone is in the email, and continue the conversation on the same email. Then step 3 will be to schedule a virtual meeting where you're going to put up your agenda and your meeting minutes. And in this meeting, guys, really, you guys can have fun with this. I want you to introduce yourself to each other. Have a chat. Share your backgrounds. Tell us where you're from, what are you currently looking at or doing, how do you use technology in your school, tools and tips and tricks for other people to also start joining in on that and making their lives easier. I, for example, have a colleague in this course, Hannah. She started, we just spoke about that, printing out of the moderation papers and sending it to everyone, and everyone makes paper and pencil notes, and then you have to go and change it. And she actually started, we are a Microsoft Teams school, and she started sending out her moderation on Teams. So it's a platform where they can quickly see her comments and they can online see the changes, and it's not a back and forward all the time. So share that. Share your ideas, share your experiences with one another. Then you are going to also discuss what is the platform that you want to use for this activity. And one person is going to have to create that. So either a Word doc, not a Word doc, a Google Doc or a Google Slide that someone's going to have to create. And then you're going to have to each complete your section of it. So say, for example, you decided you are going to elaborate on how your school is using technology, and each one in the group have a slide to focus on. The one's focusing on Teams, the other one's focusing on Google Classroom, the other one is focusing on low-tech solutions, whatever the case may be. And then someone needs to put in the index page and the header page, whatever the case may be. You guys are going to work together, and each one is going to have a section where they have to complete. And then when you're done with that, you are going to have to download it and make a copy of it and submit it. Each and everyone needs to submit their own final product, but you all worked on it together. Okay. When we look at the criteria for marking, once again, it's out of 10 marks as far as, I see there's marks missing here, but it's out of 10 marks. So the completion, just when completing this activity and showing us that you've worked together and that you've collaborated with colleagues and that you've done your part in it. There's going to be 3 marks for your minutes, and that you had a little bit of structure in your meeting. And at the end of the day, the quality also, if you have some design element and something that just tied up nicely together with an index page and a cover page, all of those things. Okay, I hope that that makes sense. I quickly want to show you. Oh, I wanted to open this beforehand, but let's go. All right, so if I go onto my Google Apps and I go down to Docs, my Google Docs, I'm sure I'm going to find, here it was. Okay, so this is my my team. When I did the course, I looked at this over the weekend. Our first email that we sent out to each other, our idea was playing two truths and a lie. So creating a Google slide where you had to say three things about yourself. Two of them is truth and one is a lie, and the rest of the group had to guess. We just had a little bit of fun with it. And we also elaborated on giving our backgrounds and all of those things. But on the side, yeah, I quickly want to show you that you can make comments and you can actually tag people as well. So if I want to comment on this section, I can literally just highlight it like this and then click on that little square that pops up, and that is how I add a comment. So I can say, hi there. I'm also a grade 4 teacher, whatever the case may be, and then you can add someone. So add and tag them, and you can click on whoever is in your group that you want to tag in this comment, and then you just click comment. I'm not going to do that now because that's going to send an email to everyone and then they're going to see it. If you're done with the comment, you can also dismiss the comments. Yeah, so that was an idea of a Google Doc. But if you go on to Google Slides, same situation. So Google Slides, and once again, the magic of this is you can literally work on the same activity at the same time. Let me quickly open up this one. So this was my fourth assignment, I think. But if, for example, you guys create your own, oh no, here's the two truths and a lie. Oh, there's the Kahoots. Okay, no, it was a combined slide. Sorry. I didn't prepare this. I just wanted to quickly show you. So you're going to have an index page, for example, but you want to make a comment, guys, do you really think we should say, or shouldn't we, whatever. So you highlight it and you right click on it. You can obviously also click there at the top. That's adding a comment. And then I can say, I don't like this idea. What about la la la? So I can comment it, and I can also tag people once again so that it's specific to that person, and you can duplicate your slides or copy your slides so that everyone has their own little section to complete and fill in. See, I did all of my things on scratch because I'm a coding robotics teacher. This was like a worksheet that I gave to the kids on Slido. Oh, Slido is amazing. I'm going to show you next time. Okay, that is all from my side. Is there any questions? Any questions? You can unmute yourself. You can chat to us. Are we all happy? Are we all comfortable with our third activity?
Hi,
I'm hoping that everyone. Yeah.
I want to show you mine about how we eventually got to our final thing, but I don't have the final one somehow. Let me. It's
Maybe
so
you
weird
went
how this happens. Let me just find it. How everything just disappears.
It shouldn't with Google Drive, but sometimes if you haven't worked on it in quite some time, it goes and laid down at the bottom, so it's difficult to find.
Baie vreemd. Okay.
Or if you weren't the creator of the project initially or the doc initially, if you're not the author.
So we all emailed each other.
Yes.
Initially, let me just move this thing out of the way. Okay, so our thing was about how are we the same. So what we did was we set up a Google Doc, and just so that we could put all our things together. So this is who Liesel is, who's now one of our facilitators, me in their group, Fazila, who's with you today, another awesome facilitator. Uthman, who's also another facilitator now. So, I mean, this was our master training, train the trainer, basically, when we did this course. So we put everything together in a Google Doc. And then from there, somebody put it into a Google slide. I wish that I actually had the slideshow with me now. I have no idea, it disappeared. But then again, this was our minutes. Oh my word, 2023, a long time ago. This was
That's
our
why you can't
minutes.
find it. It's too long ago.
Exactly. Oh, now I know why I can't find it now. This was our meeting that we had. We took a photo because all of our teams just stopped working. So we just placed the photo of all of us working together. And then we made this little picture. We are united by our dedication to education and so on and so on. And these were all the things that, were what related to us. So some of us were healthy. Some of us, I collect coffee mugs. Some of us like gardening, fishing, so that was our last slide basically. So
Awesome.
it's a lot of work to work together initially, but it's fun. You get to know people and it's exciting.
Yeah. And also amazing. It's amazing to experience this firsthand and really see the magic of working on the same doc at the same time. You can see people moving things around or quickly leaving a comment. It's a great platform, and I really want to encourage everyone to not be afraid. Go and enjoy this. Honestly, when I look back to when I did this course, this was my favorite part. Sharing ideas with everyone, collaborating with people, chatting to people. As I mentioned before, make sure that you're bold in this, but also that you're authentic to yourself, stay true to yourself, and don't try to do other people's work for them. That's not the idea of it. Try to do your section, but really try to collaborate, really try to set the platform or to create the platform to make space for everyone to give their opinions and to share their ideas. That is the idea with this activity and with this course. And I'm really excited for the possibilities that it might lead to in the future as well.
Tenska, I just want you to go back to the timeline. When is this due? In my mind, it's due on the 5th of June. When is it due?
So I think
they don't have a week to complete this. We gave them a lot of time.
It's a little bit more, yes. So I think it's before our last online session. So you'll see if I go back. Wait, let me quickly exit here. It doesn't even want to go to the next slide. Yes, there we go. See you in module 6. If I go back to our weeks, there was no specific dates that everyone needs to finish. Everyone had to be finished or done by today with activity 1 and 2. And I know everyone's going to jump in on that as soon as we're done with today's live session. I'm confident. And then activity 3, you have all the time until next week, the 29th, where we have our final session. Of course, we want then everyone to be done. And at the same time, you have the Monday session. So make sure you space your work so that you have time for everything and that you get together before we have our final session on the Thursday, the 29th of May.
Tenska, can we just quickly change that date for a second because it's before a little weekend. So if we give them till the 2nd of June, is that better?
We can.
So we will give them to hand in until the 2nd of June, but our last session will be on Thursday, the 29th.
Okay.
Perfect. Is that fine?
That's perfect.
Okay, great. So
perfect.
I think you need to make another blockie over there and say hand in on the 2nd of June.
Okay. I will add that in and post it on our group.
Okay.
But perfect. Everyone's comfortable. You guys know what is expected of you. I am going to work on the groups now after this session. I just want to finally go and have a look at everyone's submissions for activity 1 and 2. And then I'll post that and you guys can start working together. Exciting. Any other questions?
So the next time we see each other is on the 29th, 10 days from now, colleagues.
Yes.
And we'll be expecting some reflection on the course. Shocking is that this course is actually one assignment short than what it was when we first did it, Fazila and I, in 2003, because of people saying they're busy, just like this Heather, Miss Gordon is talking about the June examinations. I mean, we had lots of assignments when we first did this course. So it is one less than what it was initially. And the last one is for enrichment. And that's how we will find all the Tenskers in the world. By looking at the the final assignments.
To see who's actually eager beavers and hand in everything.
Exactly.
Oh, wonderful. Okay, guys, as I mentioned before, I am here to support you. Please reach out to me if there's any questions. I don't see a lot of questions in the chat at the moment. We are going to finish the session up. That's a wrap. We've shared everything with you. It will be posted on our group as well, on the classroom. Please go and have a look at the criteria. Double check that you tick all of it off. We want to give you 10 out of 10. But my main goal and heart for this session is really to just enjoy it. Enjoy the collaboration. Enjoy meeting new people. Enjoy working together. Allow each other to share and to be vulnerable and to just have fun together. I really hope that you will enjoy it. You are welcome to leave the session if there's no other questions. Okay, so